Today we're going to talk about the power of influence, right? And this is not something that's rocket science, first of all, because you will have all experienced influence giving and receiving, but it's from our higher self perspective that we want to talk about influence. I'll be pulling cards for everyone. Julie, who can't attend live, has asked for a card, so I'll be pulling a card for her as usual. Roseanne, I'm guessing you would like a card as well. If you would just say yes, and I will know to pull you a card. I'm just going to wait for a couple more people to join us. Oh, good. Yes, I will pull you a card. There you go. I'm going to talk about influence. Just going to wait for a couple more people to join us because I love the interaction and I like the commentary and the comments. So that always makes me feel like we're a bit of community rather than me just talking. So if you're just joining us, say hello, please, so that we can see who is with us. So Facebook tells me I have two viewers, but it does not tell me who they are, apart from Roseanne. So if you have just joined us, please say hello. I'm just going to reorient my phone and see if I can. Hi, Elaine. Goodness, haven't spoken to you in ages. How are you? So we're going to talk about the power of influence. I'm going to pull a card, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the manifesting challenge that some of you are on. And then also, rather excitingly, I have got my first live event coming up in North London, which may not be relevant for all of you, but I'm going to put it out there. You've been practicing staying in the peace and law of balance. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So actually, the timing of our manifesting challenge could be quite helpful to you, Roseanne. And I love that you've been staying in your peace and the law of balance. Is there have they told you why you're going to be underpaid, Roseanne? Is it just a calculation thing, or is it just because of the change in your working circumstances, your employment circumstances? Let me know. But yes, definitely I'll pull you a card. Um, what else do I need to say? So there's been some exciting things going on here. Went to see a new printer about the deck of cards because I'm looking for a new printer who can give me the quality I'm looking for, and on a consistent basis. So that's what I've been kind of been doing, been busy with that, trying to fix little logistic things on my website. Buttons keep breaking and links keep stopping. I don't know, it's all a bit weird and wonderful, the world of technology, to be honest. But yeah, okay. So Roseanne, I think we'll get going because it's just you and me so far, and maybe we'll get a few more people coming online in a few minutes. So, influence, what is it and how can we utilize it really? So, hello, Mickey. Cool, that was good timing. I'm just about to start talking about the power of influence. How's your week been? Has it been good? Um, so, influence. What is it? And thank you very much. It was a spur of the moment thing, and my team said you need some fun. Start with your hair. Okay, then off I went to the hair salon on Saturday. I thought I was just going to get a colour wash done on the balayage I had done at Christmas, but they were like, no, no, you're having the whole lot, kind of more light highlights put in and stuff, so it's very red. My family were a bit astonished. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about influence. So, we all have experienced influence, from mentors, teachers, parents, etc. And we have also influenced others in our friendships, our families with siblings and cousins or nieces and nephews. We do that through our interactions. And you can see when people really take your influence and they do good things with it, right? So you might say to someone, say, for example, I exert, not in a horrible way, I exert influence on all of you guys because I tell you always connect to the law of balance. I say to you, ask your higher selves. And because you like what I'm saying, you allow that influence to affect your behaviour, right, in a positive way. When my last salary was a club, other than employed. Okay, so hopefully that the Universal Credit people can adjust it and that your next payment will help. Although I imagine on the 2nd of June it won't feel very good to you. Thank you very much. Thank you for saying it looks good. So, another example of influence I want to give you, and I'm sure Denise won't mind me mentioning this. So, you know, I've been joking with Denise about how she's been getting free coffees. And she messaged me the other day and said, I haven't had a free coffee, but my daughter got a free coffee. And this, I said to her, this is the power of influence. Because what's happened is her daughter has been hearing and feeling Denise's delight. She's been hearing about Denise generating, manifesting these free drinks. And there was a part of her was like, I want to experience that. And the influence part of it was the delight. It was the emotional influence. That's what her daughter wanted to experience. I want to experience that surprise, that pleasure, that delight, that, ooh, I didn't have to pay for this satisfaction, right? That's what influence can be like. When I talk about higher selves and how much I love them, that's the influence I want to convey to you guys. Is I want you to love your higher selves in the way that I love Athalia. I want you guys to experience the wonders of that relationship in the way that I experience it. Now, obviously, we're all unique and we all bring different things to our relationships, but you can all feel the influence. It's like a persuasion, if you like, in a really beneficial way. You can have influence in a negative way, which is, say, if you look at teenagers who fall into with the wrong crowd, or if you end up with a narcissistic partner, these are all negative influences. But negative influence can only work if your vibration matches that negativity. So, and I'm not blaming anyone here, right? So let's be clear about this. I am not blaming anyone who finds themselves in a terrible relationship or in a terrible situation. It is down to your vibration, because your vibration matched that situation. What is in your power, though, is to change your vibration, right? And you do that through consistently choosing to feel good. So with the power of influence, when it's you guys who are in this group who are connected to your higher selves, and for some of you who've got your broadest truth, you're at 100% high vibe, your influence is going to be really powerful. And sometimes it will be subtle, and sometimes it will be more obvious. Bryony, who I do Pilates with, her influence on my cells is powerful and palpable. I can now be with Bryony and see her socially and not actually be working with her to do with Pilates, and my cells respond to the sound of her voice. So I could be feeling a bit achy or a bit uncomfortable, and I've experienced this with Bryony, and I go out with her. And we went to Covent Garden. We met some friends up in Covent Garden at the first bank holiday in May. And I said to her afterwards, it was really weird. I was walking differently and my legs were really aching. And she went, yeah, that was my influence on your cells, because she's calling my cells to work in true energy. So my body was just adjusting itself without me consciously being aware. It was uncomfortable because my muscles were working in a different way, right? So that's another example of positive influence. And with Bryony now, like, I could be on a WhatsApp call with her and just the sound of her voice will activate something in myself. So positive influence there. For Mickey, I would say you have positive influence, say, with Pratima or with other members of your family who respond to your high vibe. If you take up your bigger purpose that we've talked about, Mickey, you will bring influence through your capabilities, through your presence, through your experience, through your knowledge, all of those things. Hi Carolina. Hello Denise. You just missed me talking about how amazing your influence was with your daughter and the free coffees and how she wanted to experience that with great delight. So influence can be subtle or it can be really obvious. And I want you to start looking in within your life about how you are influencing others. And I want you to take note of it. And I want you to take note of how you are being influenced by others. So you guys who come and talk to me regularly or who hang out with other people within this community, you will all be feeling that influence, right? Sometimes if I'm struggling with balance, I will put on a call, say that I've recorded or I've listened to on YouTube or whatever, because that will help influence me to feel good again. And when I feel good, I go back into balance. Do you see what I mean? So I want you guys to notice how you can also influence others and how you can be influenced. The other thing I want you to notice is, how do you influence yourself? So, and money is an interesting one, right? I'm going to pick on money and relationships because they are the things that generate the most amount of self-talk in us. They're the things that can make our vibration drop like a stone. They can make you feel angry or panic or fear or rage or disappointment in yourself, right? So what is the influence? Thank you, Denise. What is the influence that you are having on yourself? Are you allowing repetitive cycles, habitual cycles of self-talk to prevail? Are you not listening and connecting into your soul energy? So you're staying in your head, in your brain, and your brain is very fear-based because brains are trying to figure out, how do I keep you alive? What do I need to do to make sure that you survive? That's why your brain is fear-based, right? So you want to notice if you have got negative self-talk going on, if you are in a cycle of panic or fear, are you in your head and how are you influencing yourself? Are you giving yourself a chance to break that habitual self-talk? And I'll give you an example. So a friend of mine messaged me yesterday. I've known her for about 6 years now, maybe 5 years. I met her on a business accelerator. She is a yoga instructor, but she's written a book around, helping you overcome diabetes too. So she's a published author. You can get her book on Amazon. She's a cardiac occupational therapist. She's single. She's a single parent. She got divorced a number of years ago. But with her, I have the same conversations over and over again, right? And it's the same thing around with her business. Oh, do you think I can make a go of this? And I'll give her some ideas that Athalia's given me, and she's like, right, I'll go and do those. And then 3 months later she'll come back and she'll ask me virtually the same thing again. Or she'll say to me, the other thing that's really important to me is to meet somebody. And I'm like, I said to him, I'll just come back to you in a minute, Mickey, on your comment. So she messaged me yesterday. She was saying to me, I don't, do you think I can get this off the ground, my work thing off the ground by October, but also meeting someone's really important to me? And I said to her, well, you said these things to me a number of times. I'm talking about 10, 20 times, not once or twice over the years. And you're no further forward with either, even though you know what you need to do with your work stuff, with the business stuff. Because she's got self-courses recorded, she's got self-study courses recorded, she's got her book. It's a case of marketing for her. But she just doesn't seem to be able to market it. And then she keeps talking about needing someone to be in her life, her special someone, right? So yesterday I said to her, look, you keep asking me these things, and you guys know I'm quite direct, okay? So I was direct with her, And I just said to her, but maybe you don't want to build your business without your special someone by your side. Have you thought of that? And there was a long pause because we were WhatsApping back and forth. And then she came back to me and said, no, I hadn't thought of that. I was like, so really, what you need to feel into with your team is, what is the best way forward for me to move forward through this? Because she was stuck in this habitual self-influence of, I cannot make a go of my business because I don't have enough clients. That was the habitual thought. And her habitual thought, like one of the things I said to her about her marketing is, you put posts up and they're really lovely and they're very philosophical, but they don't solve a problem that your ideal client would have. And she was like, but I like those posts. I was like, I get that, but it's not going to pull in your ideal client. Okay. So, but I said, supposing your underlying your problems with running your business is, you want someone at home who's cheering you on, who's going to help you with work, who's going to help you with marketing, who's going to be like your cheerleader in your corner. How would that feel to you? And she was like, that would feel really good. So I was like, so maybe that should be your focus, and you need to figure out how you want to do that. Do you want to join apps? Do you want to go to singles evenings, mingles and stuff? How do you want to do this? And talk to your team about it, because your team have the wisdom to help you. So what is your self-influence? Is it one of, I can move forward, or is it one of, I'm going to just keep you going round and round and round in circles while you feel frustrated and panicky or angry or whatever it is you feel? You had a day off. Boss messaged me up, cheeky. I knew he would last week when I finished. Yeah. So was it a question he was messaging you? That's a bit cheeky if it's your day off. And I presume he hadn't mentioned it to you before. And that feels like a real boundary thing, right? Like he's not respecting your boundary that it's your day off. Unless you're about to tell me, Mickey, that you are at director level of the company you work for, in which case maybe I would understand a bit more. Because when you're at that level, you don't always get time off in the same way. It's because he's incompetent. I thought I was direct, Mickey, but that's a good line. I like that. So what did you do? Did you kind of say, I'll reply tomorrow when I come into work? Or did you actually send him a reply? Or did you ignore it? Because that's a boundary, actually. And it is something you might need to say to him, which is, part of good work practice is that you do not message me at home. Yeah, exactly. You made him wait till... I'd have made him wait till tomorrow, Mickey, I'll be honest. That's what I would have done. Okay, but I'm going to love you all and leave you. Have a wonderful week. I'll be back next Tuesday as usual, and if I could ask you to spread the word about next week's course, that would be awesome. Lots of love to you all. Remember, you have influence. You are powerful beings, and the world is very, very lucky to have you all. Lots of love to you all. Take care.